Hi there, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all keeping well. Almost Christmas. How are you guys? Are you really ready for it? Are you all prepared, or are you leaving it till the last minute? Anyways, you're watching my channel, Pit Motoring TV. If you're new here, we cover new and used car reviews. So if that's something that you like and you enjoy watching, then please go ahead and subscribe if you aren't already. If you are, welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at what is possibly the most popular all-electric and hybrid SUV crossover, and that is the new Kia E-Niro. Now, it's not an outlandish looking thing, it's not going to upset anybody with the styling, but it is a really nice looking car, and with the long range that it has, to say it hasn't got a Tesla badge is really good. It's a 282 mile range on this one. So let's take a look around it, take a look inside, take it out on the road and see how it does. So with a few subtle styling changes, there is ways to identify the E-Niro over the hybrid Niro, and that is one of them is the grille. It's just a solid plastic grille with these little honeycomb diamonds in. I think it looks really smart like that. And then around the car you have these nice little accents of blue. I think it accents the silver really nice in the one that we're in today. You get full LED headlights, automatic headlights with a daytime running light. You get your fog lights. What is clever, I think, is the charging port is right in the front grille, so it's easy and you're not going to have cables laying around everywhere. That's like a little pet peeve that I have of electric vehicles, where it's towards the back. It's a bit annoying, whereas this makes it more handy. You don't have to have cables laying everywhere, but yeah, I really like that. Now, another difference that you'll tell is with the alloy wheels. They're a more smooth finish, aerodynamic, not massively in your face, nothing sort of outlandishly stylish. I don't think Kia are going for that with the E-Niro. It's more for practicality and more green. So I really like the side profile of the Niro. It's a nice looking little compact crossover SUV. You've got your nice little roof rails, you have got a sunroof, nice chrome detailing in the little door mouldings and the door handles, plastic cladding around the wheel arches. But I mean, what I do like is, and you'll see when we get inside, but the doors open really wide, and there's a nice wide opening for the doors too, front and rear. But one big thing that I think will suit families down to a T with the Niro, especially the E-Niro, is the boot. It's a really practical boot. So the boot is really impressive. 451 litres capacity you get in here. Got a nice little load cover. Plenty of space underneath for your cables. And obviously some little storage points at the back as well. On the back of the seats. Each seat you've got a tethering point, 60/40 split. Easy to do, just handles on the back. Nice little load cover. But yeah, it's really nice. Big enough for your pram, weekly shopping, Christmas shopping trips maybe. But yeah, I mean, let's have a look at the space inside, because it's really big inside. Big enough for 4 adults and plenty of space for a family. So in the back, it is a large interior in here. I mean, this seat is quite far back. It's further back than I normally have it, but I've still got a nice bit of leg room. The seats are quite low down, so you can't tuck your feet under, but there's a really low transmission tunnel so that you're not going to be in the fetal position when you're sitting in the middle. The seats are really nice and comfortable, nice materials used, you get a nice view around. It's got a really flat square roof lining, so there's plenty of headroom. You're not going to catch your head on the sides. Enough room here for someone that's maybe 6 foot. Any taller and you might struggle with a bit of headroom and a bit of leg room. You've got a nice armrest here, which has got a couple of cup holders. One thing that I am surprised there isn't back here is a USB charging port. There isn't any in the back, so obviously if the kids need to charge the tablets or anything like that, there's nothing there for them. So let's jump in the front and we'll take a look around what the interior is like in the front. So up here in the front, It's really nice. It's a real simple dash layout, but I really like that. I like how the 10.25-inch screen molds into the piano black surround. You got digital display, so you got obviously your battery information on the left, your speed on the right, and your driver information in the middle. Easy to use. I mean, I did find the steering wheel controls, there's a lot of buttons on the steering wheel here, and it can get quite confusing, but you can flick through the different little menus for different information up on the screen. Nice little turny dial here for your gear selector. I've been in a few EVs and hybrids now, and these have felt quite cheap, a bit flimsy, but this actually feels really nice. It doesn't wobble. Same with the centre console, it's nice and sturdy. You've got your little controls down here for your heated and cooled seats, driver and passenger, auto brake hold, heated steering wheel, electric parking brake. You can select your drive modes from here, so you have Eco, Normal and Sport. Now in Eco, it ups the regen braking a little bit, so obviously when you're coasting, obviously it regenerates power back into the battery. In sport mode, it adds a bit of weight to the steering feel. I actually like that. I actually prefer how that feels compared to in normal and sport. Another thing I do like is a lot of shortcut buttons. So you've got your map, nav, one for your tracks, you've got physical volume controls. That's all really nice. The dual zone climate control can all be controlled from here, all on buttons. It's not a touch screen, which is really good. You can adjust the amount of regen braking that you do, and that's by these floppy paddles on the steering wheel, on the left to increase, on the right to decrease. Now storage wise, it's really good up here. You have a really nice deep storage compartment here, which also has a USB charging port. Slide this back and we have two cup holders. Now these are really clever. Push the little buttons on the side and you get these little grips that come out to grip your drink, so it's not going to wobble and fall around everywhere. You have a nice little piece up here for your phone. I believe it is a wireless charging pad. You also have a USB port down here. You get two, and a 12-volt socket. Nice big storage compartment at the bottom. Glove box is a nice size, pretty average. But yeah, I mean, everything is really nice in here. It's nice and light, obviously with this sunroof, even with that back and the light coloured cloth on the headlining. It just brightens everything up in here. But everything is easy to find, it's easy to use. You're not really stretching to find things, and you're not having to outreach yourself. The infotainment system, I actually really like that, to be fair. It's very quick through the menus, through the different selections. It is, once you get used to it, I mean, about 10 minutes I've had to play with it this morning, found out where everything is, all the different settings and things like that. But it actually works really well, and it's a TomTom navigation, so obviously it's not too bad. But on all models it comes standard with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, so you have your mobile phone mirror in there on the option if you like. The model we're in today is the top spec 4 Plus, which starts from around £39,000, and with that you get a reversing camera, and also an 8-speaker JBL sound system, which I like my music, and that's really good. Kids will love that if they like the music as well. But yeah, there's nothing much else to say about the interior apart from these leather seats. I actually really like them. Like, again, they're not buckety seats where you sit on them or anything like that. You do actually sit in them and it hugs you rather well. The driver's seat is electrically adjustable, whereas the passenger seat is manual. But yeah, I mean, let's take it out on the road, see how it drives, and we'll have a chat about and a look at sort of charging options and various little bits and bats like that. So then, what's the E-Niro like to drive? I can see why it's so popular. it's really nice to drive. It's very comfortable. You have a very good driving position, obviously with the electric adjustment in the seat and the adjustment in the steering wheel. It's really easy and simple to get that perfect driving position. The blind spots are really good. The C-pillars are quite large, so obviously sometimes when you're checking over your shoulder, the visibility is dwindled a little bit there. But I mean, charging wise, from a 100 kilowatt charger, you can charge the E-Niro in less than an hour. From a 50 kilowatt charger, it'll take about an hour and 15 minutes. Less for the shorter range model, which is a 39 kilowatt hour battery with 134 brake horsepower electric motor. From your normal 7 kilowatt home wall box, you can charge it up from 0% to 100 in 10 hours. Which, to be fair, it's not too bad charging wise. They all seem to be pretty much the same, really, don't they? I mean, as for the one that we're in today, well, I mentioned earlier we're in the 4 Plus. This is the long range model, so the range you get from this is claimed to be 282 miles. And from what I've read online, they are pretty darn accurate, to be fair, which for any electric car that ain't wearing a Tesla badge is a really good range. I mean, the main competitors are like the Citroën EC4, ID3 from Volkswagen, and Hyundai's Kia E-Niro. Not Kia E-Niro, this is the Kia E-Niro. What am I on about? The Hyundai Kona Electric. Now, the underpinnings of this and the Hyundai Kona are pretty much the same. Obviously, I prefer the styling of the Hyundai Kona, and it is a little bit cheaper, but you don't get as much as the safety and driver convenience tech that you get with this. Now in the 4 Plus, we have obviously the reversing camera, but we also get blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert. So obviously if you're reversing out of a driveway or anything like that, it'll alert you to what's behind you. Along with all the other safety kit, obviously you get lane keep assist and alert, you get adaptive cruise control. It's packed with everything. It's really well kitted out, and for the price, I mean, starting from the trim level 2, trim 2, which is starting from £32,000, and then you work your way up through trim 3 and then on to 4 Plus, which is the top spec model, which starts from around £39,000. The long range one that we're in today, it has a 69 kilowatt motor, battery, and a 201 brake horsepower electric motor. So I mean, pretty powerful, and the electric torque obviously is pretty much instant. You don't have to get back here, see. 0 to 62 in 7.5 seconds, which, to be fair, is really good. Automatic wipers, automatic lights, things like that, all mod cons. But I really like it. It's the way the dash looks, and obviously when you're driving along you get a nice visibility. Handling wise, drive it a bit more enthusiastic, let's say, and you get a lot from the steer. It's not a driver's car. The ride is quite firm. I found, like, round towns and out on the little B roads, bumps wise, it is quite firm. It is a bit, I wouldn't say it makes it uncomfortable, but it's not sort of like sitting on a pillow comfy. Obviously, if you're going to be using it on motorways, the longer speeds the battery isn't going to last as long, but you still get a decent fair amount of usability out of the car. If that's what you're going to generally use it for, then it's zero emission electric motoring for you. It'll keep up well with motorway speeds, obviously overtaking with the torque from the electric motor. It'll push you along nicely. The regen braking's good. I found on the top setting it is quite harsh, whereas on the second it's really nice, and you get a little fancy little thing on the display. Obviously tells you how much you've actually regened it back into the battery, which I thought was really good. I've also been getting some pictures with the E-Niro today, so if you wanted to check any of them out, then please do head over to my Instagram and have a look on there. It's at Pit Motoring TV. Same on Facebook. Do a few behind the scenes bits and bats with the stories and things like that, so it's always worth checking out and giving us a follow. So that's it for my time with the Kia E-Niro today. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, please don't forget to like this video. Obviously it helps with YouTube's algorithm, whatnots, and helps obviously spread this sort of thing to help out other people. Yeah, like, share. If you're not already and you like new and used car reviews, then please go ahead and subscribe. Hope you're all keeping well, and I shall see you in the next one.